I survived a medical emergency, but when I came home, my daughter had already replaced me. The first thing I noticed when I got home was the silence. No hum of the refrigerator. No familiar click of the old lock turning. No sense of relief. Just a door that no longer recognized me. I slid my key into the lock. My key, the one I'd used every day for 23 years. It stopped. I tried again. Nothing. That's when I saw it. A new deadbolt. Stainless steel. Untouched by time. Installed with intention. My overnight hospital bag slipped from my shoulder and landed on the porch. I stared at the door like it had betrayed me, because it had, 6 days earlier. I had collapsed at work. One moment I was standing in the break room, joking about burnt coffee. The next, I was waking up under fluorescent lights, wires taped to my chest, a doctor telling me I was lucky to be alive. Acute cardiac event, he said carefully. You should not be alone right now. I remember asking for my daughter, Emily, my only child. They told me she'd been notified. She never came. I stood on my porch, legs still weak, heart still sore, and knocked out once, twice, and no answer. I called Emily, straight to voicemail. Hey sweetheart, I said, forcing calm into my voice. I'm home. The locks are changed. Call me. I waited. Nothing. That's when Mrs. Kaplan from next door cracked open her door, her face tightening when she saw me. Oh, she said. You're back? Back? I repeated. She hesitated, then sighed. Your daughter said you moved out, that you signed the house over. She said you were not well, not well. I had nearly died, and my daughter had buried me while I was still breathing. Emily arrived an hour later. She didn't rush, didn't look concerned. She looked inconvenienced. You shouldn't be here, she said flatly. I laughed, because the alternative was screaming. I live here. She shook her head. Not anymore. You changed the locks, I said. She shrugged. It's my house now. That sentence landed harder than any diagnosis. She showed me the deed on her phone, my name, my address, my signature, except it wasn't mine. Close but wrong. I knew my own handwriting. I knew the way I looped my L. I knew I never signed anything without reading every word twice. And I knew something else. The deed was notarized on a Tuesday. On Tuesday, I had been unconscious in the ICU. Emily forgot one detail. Time leaves fingerprints. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I simply nodded and said, okay. Relief washed over her face. I'll pack your things, she said. That night, I slept in a motel, alone, for the first time since I became a mother, and I cried not because I lost a house, but because I realized I had raised someone who could do this to me. The next morning, I called a lawyer. By the end of the week, I had everything: hospital records, security footage from the notary's office, a handwriting expert's report, forgery, fraud, elder abuse. Words no parent ever wants associated with their child. Emily threw a housewarming party 2 weeks later. Music, laughter, champagne. She posted pictures online with the caption, New Beginnings. That's when I made my move. I didn't go inside. I didn't need to. The police did. I watched from my car as the music stopped. As faces turned. As my daughter's smile collapsed into panic. Guests whispered. Phones came out. Someone cried. The deed was reversed in court within days. The judge didn't look at Emily with anger. He looked at her with disappointment. That, he said, is worse. Emily avoided prison. Barely. But consequences don't always wear handcuffs. The boyfriend left. Friends distanced themselves. Her job restructured. I reclaimed my home quietly. Changed every lock. Months later, Emily stood on the porch, the same porch I once begged on. I didn't think you'd fight back, she said. I believed her. That was your mistake. I replied, here's the truth they don't teach you about love. Love without boundaries teaches people how to take. Forgiveness without accountability invites repetition. And sometimes the strongest revenge isn't destruction, it's standing up, telling the truth, and letting consequences do the rest. Because homes aren't built from wood and nails, they're built from respect. And once that's gone, no lock will ever keep the truth out.
Subscribe for more meaningful stories. Moral Story Land Official.